Welcome to the 10th anniversary edition of Rebelle Rally Live presented by Toyota. This is day 5 of the longest competitive off-road rally in the United States. And this morning we are coming to you from Base Camp 2 just outside of Ridgecrest. I'm Alyssa Roenigk along with Matthew Johnson. We are your guides through the rest of this competition. And Matthew, today looks like it's really shaping up to be a tough day for these drivers. We're here just outside of Spangler OHV. And why is this day, even though it's not a long day, I'm looking at that 4.5 difficulty.
Sure.
Why is this going to be such a challenging day for these competitors?
Yeah, they do a lot of heading navigation today. They're in a small area with a lot of variety and many options. Usually, Emily even said today, using roads as anchors or as easy ways is going to not serve you well today. You need to be good at taking your heading and going where you intend to, and therefore you can drive the shortest distance and you can get all those points that are out there. Another little complicated bit is that they are allowed to get some checkpoints out of order in a portion of today. And that's just a little brain scrambling for some people that are used to just, there's 4, we'll go for 5, we'll go for 6. Like, what do you mean we can go get checkpoint 12 right now and then rotate back through?
Right, so it sounds like time management is going to be really important, quick decision making. Yesterday we talked to some teams who switch back and forth between driver and navigator. This really seems like the kind of day where if you really know the strengths of your competitor and the strengths of yourself, you're going to be able to maybe switch seats throughout the day as well. I heard Emily say that on one of the RECs, one of the Rebelle Enduro challenges, when you look at your road book, there are going to be yellow pages that I believe are more difficult driving.
The X route, yeah, difficult driving.
And then the white pages are going to be more difficult navigating. And you're going to make that decision based on, being really honest with yourself as a driver navigator. What are we strongest at? And maybe sometimes switching seats and deciding, you know what, Matthew, you are the better navigator here. I'm going to drive us through this section. But you have to make those decisions quickly because they don't have a lot of time. And if you look at the sky there, although it looks absolutely stunning this morning, that's on the other side of our tent, so we didn't get a chance to see the sunrise. You also see those clouds, and so I think something that is really in the back of everyone's mind today is the potential for rain, the potential for safety issues, the potential for water crossings. How does that, as a driver or navigator, get into your head when you're also trying to make decisions and not rush decisions?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and the further west you go today, the rain is more likely to be building up and building up. And in fact, they're driving in an area that's had some severe drainage damage here recently. So, yeah, exactly. They're going to be trying to focus, but with that kind of background, I mean, there was a big talk this morning from Emily, right? Safety, safety, safety. If there's moving water, 6 inches of moving water can sweep you away. A foot of moving water can sweep your car away. And it can be growing in its depth really quickly. So when you realize you could be, in a flash flood kind of situation, you need to immediately get to higher ground. So it's going to be an exciting day for sure.
Yeah, so the teams rolled in here last night, some of them later than others. We'll get to that in a minute. But one of the things that I noticed about yesterday was we had a couple of teams do really well in the stage yesterday. Of course, we have daily stage wins. And if you wake up every morning, put whatever happened the day before you behind you and just think about winning the day. We had a couple of teams who did that yesterday and really improved where they are sitting in the overall standings right now. So let's take a look first at the 4x4 standings. So as you'll see, yesterday the team that is in first place right now, once again, Nina Barlow and Tara Lynn Peterite, they were in second when we got off the start yesterday. Susan Piper and Elise Young had jumped up into that place, but Team 129 won the day yesterday, and they jumped back up into first. But look at that. Look at how close. That is 5 points separating the first two teams. And then you've got the next team back there in 798. So this is a really close competition. If you look in 12th place there, Rochelle Croft and Taylor Polly.
I know, former winners of the event, right?
They came in second yesterday.
Yeah,
so they jumped themselves up there onto this first page. What else are you seeing from this top 15?
Yeah, for sure. Laura Wineless and Penny Dale, you could never count them out. They don't go make a lot of noise. They're just kind of heads down doing their job, but they are my dark horse for showing up in a strong way later this week. Also in fourth place there, Brittany Marenko is a rookie there with Lisa DeLuca.
Yeah, it's incredible to see a rookie up in the top 5, even if she's with an incredible navigator, someone who's been here before. As we've been talking about, you're still going to make rookie mistakes. I mean, you make rookie mistakes in your 10th year.
For
We've
sure.
been hearing that from so many competitors. You see Shelby Hall and Lewis down there, the 150 team. They are former champions in the X Cross class in the Bronco Sport. And so look at the Fords there. You've got 4 Fords right there in 5th through 8th position.
On top of each other, you sure do. And Bailey Campbell and Sedona Blinson. Let's not forget Sedona Blinson is a 100% Rebelle. Been here every year. I had a nice chat with Sedona last night about some of their navigation. And, I just got like a sense of her being very organized and methodical chatting with her last night, right? And I felt like they're doing great. I don't know where they are exactly in the list, but they are like on their mission.
It's true. By day 5, the teams who seem calm when you walk into the tent, and they're the ones sort of bopping around talking to other people. I also noticed some of these top teams, they spend a lot of time in the morning helping other teams. You are in a place of comfort and confidence when you're taking time away from an already stressful, busy morning to go over and offer assistance to some of the newer teams.
And when you can get to that level, you learn more by teaching. You have to get to a certain level of organization, but then when you're trying to start giving it away, you see it arranged in a different way when you're trying to teach someone else, and it helps you excel even more.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the. Let's take a look at the middle of the order here, and remember, as you're seeing on the second page, you still are seeing teams with 75, 85%. Matthew and I were just looking through the past winners, the past podiums, first, second, and third from the past 10 years. And certainly there are years where you're looking at those 80%. That's by day 10. That's a winning score. So not only has the competition become fiercer, the need to be really perfect on several days, getting up in those high 90 percentages over 10 days
For sure.
is necessary to win this event. But these are the kind of numbers that are going to keep you in the top 20.
We've got a few more here in the 4x4 class to have a look at. I saw your team Honey Badger there in 14.
I love the Honey Badgers. Small but mighty.
That's great. Susan McBride and Hillary there in their Jeep 392 there in 27th. You can come and look at these standings. You can watch them change through the day. You can see how someone does in any individual day, and you can use YB races to track them through the day. You have many tools at hand at home to be able to follow us. We should go and look at the X-Cross results as well. And remember last night we noticed they're ranking second right now, another rookie paired with an experienced Rebelle.
This is a cool development that happened yesterday.
That's Kathleen Gardner with Jordan Keith in second place. Your well-known Carrie Lando and Andrea Schaefer are just keep putting the hammer down. That 72-point lead right now is going to be hard to catch.
It's going to be really tough to catch.
I think Emmy Hall and Kendra Miller had their disco music a little too loud yesterday. And Becca Donahue and Rebecca Dalsky having a good time there in the X5 X-Drive BMW. They switch off driving and navigating at times as well.
Yeah, and if you look at the scores between second and fourth place there, that is still very, very tight. I know we keep saying that 200 team, they have so much experience. They're a team that has told us they spend a lot of time in the morning offering some help to those purely rookie teams. So they are very confident. They're having a good time. They're very relaxed anytime I see them in the tent after competition. But they can still make mistakes, They also know that as that total grows, they start to get inside the minds of the other Rebelles, and that is certainly part of the game here as well. We can talk to Emily Miller, who's about to join us here on set, about some of the games within the game as well. We certainly have some challenges within the competition. We have the Scorpion Tire challenge, we have the Pennzoil challenge, but we also have the mental game challenge. The really good teams know how to, maybe a well-timed comment, or a little more confidence when you're around your competitors that you might really have. Maybe a little compliment out on course, it can really get into the minds of the teams that you're competing against. And certainly, I think that's one of the ways when you're looking, especially at the 4x4 in that top 5. Better believe there's some mental games going on out on course. So we are, as I mentioned, very lucky. Once again, this is my favorite part of every morning, is to be joined on set by Emily Miller, the creator of the Rebelle Rally, to take us through the course that you designed today and the game that you designed to be played today, and let us know how you believe it should be played, and where those twists and turns are going to be, and where the competitors are going to have a little bit of a challenge out on course.
Yeah, it's going to be probably our most strategically challenging day today. We have a lot of twists and turns. They have a number of road books, and the road books do 3 different things: on time, on route just to get you over to the west side, and then what we call a precision enduro, which is a Jimmy Lewis special.
Those are really fun.
Those are really fun.
They're not easy, but they're super fun.
No, but that's how he really trains Dakar competitors to be great. Not good, but great. And so they have to really be able to switch their brains on what is the purpose of that particular road book. And then you have beautiful driving on the West Loop, and then you have some really challenging, slow, rough, technical driving on the east side, and out of order checkpoints. So it's a lot to do. It is a big brain game today. And we have told the competitors that a good rule of thumb is about 6 hours on the website and west side, and about 4 hours on the east side. So I think we should take a look at the course to really kind of understand what these loops look like. So the graphic today, it shows 242 kilometers. Really what it is about 150 miles is the shortest possible distance. They will not drive the shortest possible distance, for sure. Difficulty 4.5, and really because it has so many elements, it is going to test every single part of you as a driver and a navigator. So you can see in this diagram, Spangler Open OHV, it's kind of like this blob on the right side of the screen, and that is because this is an open off-highway vehicle area. That means they can drive anywhere. There are a lot of designated trails out there, but there are also a lot of trails all over the place that have been made from different off-highway vehicles traveling in the area. So it can get very confusing. And then the West Loop looks like quite the graphic there, huh? And the track log, but you can see it heads up into the mountains. But let's go ahead and look at the Mapbox, and we're going to start with the West Loop. So the A group and the C group today, so that's the X-Cross is the C group. The A group are the people in the top of the ranks. They are going to depart base camp. They are going to hop on Highway 395, which is what took them up to Mammoth, to the start. They are on this roadbook because we had to change the course. They are headed north toward Ridgecrest. Now they're going to be headed west, and then they're going to be turning south. What they are doing is they are bypassing the Garlock Cutoff Road, which is a big, long road that got substantially wiped out in a storm.
It's still closed?
It's still closed.
Like
they're
2
saying
months later.
till January. Well, actually, it was about 2 weeks ago, but they're saying that it's going to be closed until January.
Wow.
These storms that come down in the desert and where everything flows into pavement doesn't work very well with fast-flowing water. Right there, they've turned into Dove Springs, and now they are headed up. You can see a green checkpoint up there. They're coming back to that. So they are headed up Bird Springs Pass. And that area right there is an incredible Joshua tree forest. It is so surprising. You're looking at these big alpine mountains, and then you see all these Joshua trees. They're dropping into Kelso Valley. Beautiful area. And then they're going to be making a hard left turn. The course previously that we had to change was down just to the south of it in a great place called Jawbone Canyon. They have got about 8 checkpoints before they hit this number 9 green checkpoint. Now they're on the Jimmy Lewis Enduro. This area in Dove Springs, if you guys are watching from home, zoom into Dove Springs. Just type it into your browser and take a look at all the trails. It's wild. It's like spaghetti. And after they actually, I'm going to talk about the road book because right here, they're just chasing checkpoints to get to the next green. But that road book is tough because you have to make a decision between X and regular routes. That means the X route is harder to drive, the regular route harder to navigate. Your choice. Now they've moved into an area that we've warned them about today. We call it a CP zone. It's in between the east and west side, and in this area, you can imagine, you can see the hills off to the side. Imagine what happens when it rains. That water runs off down into the areas where they're traveling, so they can expect washouts. It's rough, it's slow, it's rocky. They have been warned. So they come back to the base camp, to the start-finish line, and now they're starting what we call the Spangler or the east side. So they depart out of base camp. They are on a road book. They're not yet on time. They have a key time, gives them a little bit of padding, so they have time to get up to the technical start of the on-time enduro, where timing will start. Depart out of base camp. They've been given heading and distance waypoints. They're traveling up to the start. Now they're on Boundary Road. They are on time for timing controls. Really fun road to drive, but there is some damage. You can see there are a lot of different trails, so they're going to have to really stay on that road book to stay on time. They come right into that area, road book stops. Now they have a very interesting challenge, which is just heading and distance. So they're on roadbook, but they've been given a number of just straight headings and distances to try to navigate through. What you can see, all the ripples, that's really actually very technical and hard to navigate. Now, they have just finished that little challenge, and I shouldn't say little challenge. It's actually quite a big challenge in a small area. But they are now on out-of-order checkpoints. That means they can get checkpoints in any order. So they have to look at the entire rest of this route. And what it is it's the east side. You can see, look at all those hills and mountains, really rocky, rough. Back to, on the upper right-hand corner of your screen is Trona Pinnacles. We are not traveling to Trona this year, but they are so close. This area is the X route. There are 3 checkpoints in this location. People are going to want to use the paved roads as handrails. I do not recommend doing that. They really need to stay on heading, on the dirt. The ones that you're going to see that are going to hop out today to the road and back are going to waste valuable time.
They're going to waste a lot of time.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
going to really waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
And they're going off heading. You're going to stay better on track if you stay on heading. And so look at that area. That is so reminiscent of Johnson Valley and the King of the Hammers area. It is rough, beautiful, big boulders. It's a very pretty place. They are now descending. So they've dropped down rough here, crossing the train track. And they're now in what's called Teagle Wash. Really fun to drive, but after a lot of rain, they're going to have to stay heads up because the cross ditches will be fierce and the ruts. So now they're crossing a big main power line. They're headed back up into the area. Look at these features right here, the dark features. That is a big climb. Right there is our most technical, challenging checkpoint to drive. It's for the 4x4s. It is 4-wheel drive, low range, first gear. The down the backside, extremely steep.
Okay.
That is going to be for experienced drivers. So, and they're going to be able to take a look at it, and they're probably going to drive around the base of it and look
Walk
for the
up it.
easiest way. Yeah, they may. So back to the finish line.
I want to ask you something that I feel like probably everyone at home who's watching this is wondering themselves, which is, so far in the days, the most scoreable checkpoints have been 23, right? You would have to plot 32. Today, you're plotting 40 checkpoints. You have 31 scoreable checkpoints. I know you say that the courses are designed to be able to get every checkpoint. If you choose the X checkpoints, you're going to get How possible is it today to get every checkpoint out on course?
It may be. This is really going to push the best teams. It's very important in competition, as we all know, that it can't be chance to get the win. That your competition and your days and your stages really need to push competitors to bring out the best. And today is one of those days, and the next several days are going to bring out the best. But we don't always design it to be able to necessarily get every checkpoint, but you've got to be on pace, you've got to be on heading. But this is also going to bring out the best teams that work together strategically to make very quick decisions. Every time you get out of your car and you use a compass, if you're not good with it, you're not clear, you can bleed 30 seconds. If you do that 30 times, you've just wasted 15 really valuable minutes. Today is a big test.
Well, I know these competitors, if you can see
Oh,
behind
wow.
us, there is a beautiful, gigantic rainbow, and I believe Katy Talyancich is situated right at the base of the rainbow. Katy,
Incredible.
who do you have for us?
I had a whole lot of things to tell you, but this is a stop and smell the roses moment. As you can see behind me, we've got a double, or actually a triple rainbow now. This is insane. All the Rebelles have stopped what they're doing and they're coming out and appreciating this is what the Rebelle's all about. Now I'm going to head into the tent and find one of our rookie teams, Holly Cloud. I know she's in, hope she hasn't left.
Fuck out of
Oh, whoops, we're live, Emmy. Okay, moving right along. That rainbow's pretty special. Okay, let's see how Holly's doing. Hey, Holly.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you're one of our rookies, and I just heard Emily saying it's a very strategic day, and she told the viewers at home to Google Dove Springs to see just how many trails are out there. I know that you two are up for the challenge and excited about today. How did you prepare for the weather, which I was worried about, and now there's a triple rainbow out there? How did you all prepare for last night?
We were not really prepared, to be honest with you, but we tried to get all of our stuff in our tent and make sure nothing was out in case it did rain. And we've layered up. I forgot my raincoat at home.
Same.
I know, right? So, yeah, I've got all my layers on, got my hat on.
And can you let us know what you're doing right now?
I am trying to plot the last plots on my list here of things on my map. So we have a start time in a few minutes, so we got to go load up in the car and get started today.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. You have a great day out there. This is the main tent, and in the mornings it is a buzz of activity, and I'm actually quite frightened to talk to some of the competitors because their heads are down, they're doing the math, they're plotting their checkpoints, they're figuring out their enduro. And so I'm going to send it back to Matthew and Alyssa and go find Meli, who's going to talk to us about penalties. Take it away, guys.
Katy, thank you. I think we both are pretty stunned. I was afraid to wake up this morning because we thought it was going to be raining
Boring, right?
and freezing, and this is the most stunning morning. I mean, we are doing the show live from in front of a double rainbow in the middle of the Ridgecrest Desert. So this is day 5 of the 2025 Rebelle Rally, the longest off-road competitive rally in the United States, and day 5 is brought to you, sponsored by Stryten Energy.
Yeah, Stryten Energy makes many batteries and things you might find in a normal car, a flooded lead cell battery. They also make lithium batteries that might power accessories and do power the accessories in their team here, number 161, Amanda Elv and Julie Hurt. But in addition, Stryten Energy does commercial scale batteries, not only lithium but vanadium and other larger scale energy storage solutions. So keep your eye out, Stryten Energy. Their batteries are made here in the USA.
And so, Matthew, we were just talking to Emily about this, but as I said, the first thing I noticed when I looked at the road books this morning and looked at the checkpoint list was just how many there are today. You know, the area might not be as big as some of the other areas we've been in over the course of a day, but if you look at that 4x4 class, again, a good navigator is going to plot all 40 of those checkpoints onto their map,
For sure.
even if they aren't planning to take the regular route and they're going to take the Black Diamond or the X checkpoints, because you want to know where they all are, so you know if you come upon one that may or may not be yours, that definitely is not yours. But 31 collectible CPs is a lot. It's going to be so much decision making over the 10 hours, and also, you know, that section, when she said out of order checkpoints, that is a newer twist to the Rebelle. And when you think about getting into that section, one of the things you look at, especially the more seasoned competitors, is they think, what is Emily Miller thinking? What is Chrissy Beavis thinking? How is the course supposed to
I think
flow?
that burned them the other day, though. Some competitors were trying to do that. What was Emily planning here? Instead of getting their tools out, taking a heading, and going to the bloody checkpoint. Here's the great thing about the Rebelle Rally. If you find yourself not liking one day, well, just hang out. The next day will be very different.
It's going to be completely
Let's go look
different.
at the X-Cross checkpoints as well. I'm sure they're going to also have a busy day. They have 30 total collectible with 38 total checkpoints out there. Again, they're going to be plotting all 38 of those checkpoints. In such a dense, rich area with trails going everywhere, you're absolutely going to be driving by other classes, checkpoints, and such. So you want to know which ones are yours and not yours.
All right. Well, thanks, Matthew. We'll be back from what is shaping up to be a really difficult and beautiful day here at the Rebelle Rally after a quick break.
With each sunrise, in towns all across our country, we rise to meet the day. We know there's work to be done, and whether your day starts on the floor, over the road, or even off the grid, there's a good chance it starts with a battery from Stryten Energy. We make the products that keep America working. At Stryten, we're committed to delivering American jobs, building stronger communities, and keeping our domestic supply chain humming. From powering our military on land and at sea, to providing critical backup power when it's needed most. Our batteries and energy storage systems keep our country moving. But then putting America first has always been second nature to us. So push go, flip the switch, turn the key. America starts with Stryten.
Welcome back to the 10th anniversary edition of Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. This is day 5 of competition, presented by Stryten Energy.
And what a day it is. We had no idea it was going to be this pretty this morning. Wow, the sunrise, the rainbow, the cool clouds floating by.
When I woke up this morning, I thought, yeah, day 5 seems like the perfect day to be brought to you by an energy company. And then, yeah, the sky brought it too.
You know, one of those commercials was about renewable innovations, and we haven't spoken much about them yet, but Renewable Innovations powers our base camp. They have the massive solar trailer. It's loaded full of batteries and inverters and solar panels and such, and even the solar flowers that follow the sun. So anyway, that gives us the energy to do things like bring you a live show.
All right, well, Matthew, let's hear from some more competitors. Katy is with some teams in the tent.
Thanks, guys. I've actually got a really great opportunity that never happens. I found Meli, Barrett, who is our competitor liaison officer here at the official notice board. And she said that she's prepared to speak to me, which is very rare. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, everybody.
Can you tell me a little bit about your role on the Rebelle?
Sure. I'm a competitor relations officer for Rebelle Rally, and so I am basically the attorney for the competitors when they have complaints. I help them write inquiries, and I help to set up everything properly so that Chrissy will accept the inquiry, and Chrissy would be the judge to my attorney.
And you're the softer middle lady between, nobody wants to talk to Chrissy, so you soften the blow, right?
That is correct.
Okay, can you just talk us through what we have here on the official notice board?
Sure. So just here, come over here. Right here, kind of going out of order, but right here there was a road book today, and there are some corrections for the teams that are listed on this list right here. This is the official notice board, and so every competitor has to check this multiple times before they leave every day because we constantly are posting updates here. This is where they know to look. Next to it is just a daily start order, so they come and see what time they're off the line, which also helps them to know what time they can pick up their paperwork. And then right here is a morning briefing. Every morning at 6 o'clock, there's a mandatory meeting with Emily. She does this briefing live on stage, and then we post everything that she said, plus any additions that she makes.
We like to join that meeting to find out what's going on.
It's a good meeting. It's every morning at 6 o'clock sharp. This is the scoring from yesterday. So the rest of the stuff right here on these two boards had been posted since yesterday. This is the scoring, and it's separated by A group, B group, and C group.
Which you can all see online on our scoring page at rebellerally.com.
Absolutely. And then up top here is something new that we're doing, which is a penalty table being posted for all the competitors to see. Normally they see their own penalties on their daily summary, but now they can see everybody's penalties.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the penalties that have happened so far?
Sure. Sometimes if there's mechanical assistance required on course, there's a penalty for that. So we had some of that yesterday. We did have some, let's see here, search assistance penalty. So anything that happens that's outside of the normal operation of the day requires a penalty mostly, or if they've done something wrong.
And have you had many
penalties and things like that?
Have you had many inquiries so far?
We have had 4. We had our first ones yesterday, and we had 4 inquiries, and those are down here. Once a competitor makes an inquiry, it becomes public for the whole camp. And so they submit it, they sit with me. I help them to write it in the way that we know Chrissy will be most likely to accept it. They have to say who they are, what their team number is, why they're asking for any sort of what they're inquiring about and what happened with as much detail as possible, including citing any rules that they are talking about in their inquiry. And then they have to ask for what they want back. Most time it's time or points.
I like that, a call to action.
Yes, it is. And so what happens is these get turned into Chrissy. She looks at them, she decides what she's going to do, and then she attaches her response and says what is going to happen. So Eva and Azure asked for full points given due to somebody on the time control part of the REC being in their way and holding them up to get their points. So they asked for points, and she granted them their points back because she will check on the tracker and see if what they're saying is accurate.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that
you're
was
welcome.
very detailed. Now we all understand what happens at the notice board. Thanks so much, Meli. Back to you, Matthew and Alyssa. I'm heading outside.
Thanks, Katy. Now I'm wondering if Matthew and I, Team 300, could potentially put in an inquiry about our REC score yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
If we could figure out a way to get some points on that last time.
Exactly. We were distracted by a camera, and so that was unfair distractions.
None of the other teams had cameras in their back seat.
Right, exactly.
That feels like something we should be able to speak to Chrissy Beavis about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have Meli help me write up an inquiry later today.
Mega drone
All right,
shot there.
So last night, Matthew, a lot of the teams, as we said, yesterday was meant to be a moderately difficult day that was to get you from base camp 1 to base camp 2. But we saw a lot of teams have some difficult driving. Some teams got into some tough situations. And one of the teams last night got back pretty late. They passed base camp, went quite a bit past base camp, turned around, came back, and it was
Past
very
base camp. again.
Past base camp again, I should say. It was really dark, and what they didn't see was an incredible hole right in the middle, off to the sort of like off to the side of a route that wasn't meant to be the route into base camp.
What is
And-
this hole doing there? That hole should not be there.
Well,
it's
and
just in the
so-
middle of a random spot.
But what this speaks to is the damage that's been done to this area from those storms a couple weeks ago. That is, look
Oh.
at that. That's essentially a gigantic rain rut caused by those storms a couple weeks ago. So this is the kind of obstacle these teams are really going to have to pay attention to while they're out driving today. Certainly it was dark last night, so they hit this, they were done. They had to be towed out of the area. They were the last team into base camp, and right now, Sue Runnels and Sherry Hudgens, who are a really fun friend team, are running in last place. So we're really hoping that today is a better day for those two women.
Let's jump back out and hear from Katy.
Hey guys, I'm here with Kerry Lando 200 and Andrea Schaefer. I was going to talk about their wrap of their vehicle, but let's take a look at their wraps. This is called being prepared at the Rebelle. These are seasoned Rebelles, and they do not care what happens with the weather. Goodness me. Oh, even the numbers and matching. Hey, so do talk to me about your vehicle wrap this year, because I understand you've got some support, right?
We do. So Subaru is supporting us again this year. We're very, very grateful. But the wrap is reminiscent of the Subaru rally vehicles right now, but also blending in the classic Mountain Subi livery. So we've got a bunch of like Subaru little Easter eggs on there. So it's like a little Easter egg hunt if you look around the wrap.
Can you show me one of the Easter eggs?
Oh, sure. Like right back here. So this has been my number 204 for the last 4 years. We're number 200 this year, but we still wanted to bring 204 with us. So that's like a little Easter egg there. And then this tire tread pattern right here is actually the same tire tread that we're running. It's Milestar Patagonia AT Pros. I absolutely love them for this platform. They're the best. They're lightweight. Super
Well,
capable.
I'm going to ask you for the Easter eggs every day, because I can't be out here looking for Easter eggs. No, we'll do one every time I talk to you.
All right. So you got two today.
Now, Andrea, apparently the rainbow's back. Have you ladies seen it? Oh, it's slightly back. Hey, today is a strategic day, according to Emily Miller.
Yes.
How are you looking at it from a strategic point of view as a navigator?
You know what? We're just going to go out there and hit what we can hit and check our times and try and go for as many of them as we can.
As usual. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to hit Matthew and Alyssa and see what they're up to.
All right, thanks, Katy. It's always good to hear from some teams that aren't on the line right away. Zooming out of here, there's 178 at the bottom of the screen that we just saw some photos from last night in that ditch they encountered. You know, those ditches sneak up on you because they're subsurface. It's not like you get good warning. By the time you get a good visual that, ooh, I'm going too fast, you're pretty much out of room to slow down, aren't you?
Yeah, and if you saw the road that was on, they likely were going a decent speed. So by the time they knew that hole was there, they were in it.
Yeah, I mean, so they're really lucky they're sitting there ready to
Yeah, I'm
run the
glad to
day and
see
not
that.
over at mechanics, like
Yeah,
getting a radiator support fixed.
Absolutely. And you know, we talk so much about the pro teams, the veteran teams, the teams that have a lot of experience here at the Rebelle. And you know, it's not just about the experience during the course, in the tent in the morning, navigating and driving. Truly just knowing to have all-weather gear to be prepared for rain, snow. I'm shocked they found something to fit small enough to fit Andrea.
Sure.
But that is part of being pro too. The tools that you bring here on the Rebelle, you know, when you're not being affected by the outside conditions and you can just focus on yourselves, you know, that was a great report, Katy. Thank you for that.
Speaking of that, in the morning when they're plotting, I see a lot of them are wearing headphones, just noise reduction headphones, because we've got a lot of people in there and there's
Oh,
a lot
really
of racket.
interesting.
So just focus. I've seen earplugs and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Run your own rally.
Yeah, let's have a look at Pennzoil leaderboard for the day. These are teams who are running Pennzoil oil in their vehicles. There's 30 or so entrants. So it's a competition within a competition.
Yes, you've got Toby Levichka and Carolyn Carlson up in the #1 spot. And if you're paying attention to the overall 4x4 class, they are in 3rd overall right now.
And our Scorpion Tire Challenge as well. Those folks are running Pirelli Scorpion tires. and stand to get some cash donated towards their favorite nonprofit, or possibly to themselves if they rank high enough overall at the end of the Rebelle.
Yeah, and you saw Alex Gilman and Mandy Brazina, and if you remember yesterday from their interview, that's one of the teams that are switching back and forth from navigating and driving, so I think this is going to be a strong day for them.
Well, let's jump back out and see how Katy's doing and who she may have to talk to.
Hey guys, I'm here with Team 172, Peg Eaton and Shah Walsh. Last year, Peg needed a teammate last minute, and of course she called her sister Shah, who was thrown into this vehicle really not knowing what to do. And I'm just talking to Peg, and she said now she knows how to navigate, and we're having the time of our life. How's it going out there, ladies? Now that you've got a navigator that isn't thrown in.
All these people that have navigators, they have it so easy because now I've got one that knows how to play the game. Now it's Sparrow that is not wanting to rally.
What's going on?
We had some mechanicals 2 nights ago. We had a ball joint break, and we had to replace the knuckle, everything. And then yesterday, if you take a look, we had a serpentine belt that just totally separated. It's not even worn, it just separated.
I love that you've got a prop for this interview. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, talk to me about, is that a duck?
Oh, yeah. Today, obviously today it's really raining, and so even if we have to swim, we're going to get to those CPs.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to let you guys head to the start line and head over to Team 178. I know that they are in their daily driver because they had a car issue and they were stuck in the mud. Sue Reynolds. Oh, thank you for winding your window down. I understand you got a bit stuck in the mud last night. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually it wasn't stuck in the mud. It was part of the road had collapsed down into a ravine. So it was probably about this wide, and we didn't see it, and our front tire went right down into it.
Well, I was looking at the video and I was like, did their front tires fall off at some point, and then you backed out?
That one did. It was not on the ground. It was hanging over the ravine.
And the most impressive thing is, because you lost your other vehicle, this is your daily driver that you take to the supermarket, right?
Yes. Yes, before I left home, I was told if I break this one, I'm going to be walking to work.
On that note, I'm going to let you get to the start line. You two have a fabulous day out there, and we'll see you tonight. Okay, that is a hell of a story. This is a grocery getter, and it is out here at Ridgecrest and still going strong. Back to you, Matthew and Alyssa.
Thanks, Katy. It's nice to see that they are both making jokes and still in good spirits.
Totally.
Because, as we keep saying, that is the most important. Your mindset here at the Rebelle Rally is just about as important as your navigation skills. So,
Well, and with our mechanic team, that 178 is going to leave here driving. It's going to get through this event no matter what.
It's a good point. So stay right here. We'll be right back after we hear from some of our presenting sponsors at the 10th anniversary Rebelle Rally.
There is a whole country out there ready to be explored.
And choose the new Scorpion XDM.
This is what we do. We maintain and we obsess. It's hours in the garage and days slipping by. Trusting Pennzoil to protect what matters most. Taking care of the things we love. It sounds obvious, but when you do it right, you're protecting an engine for its lifetime. So look under the hood. You'll see what drives us.
Engine protection for the lifetime of your vehicle. Pennzoil. Long may we drive.
the floor and let yourself go. Huh.
Welcome back to Rebelle Rally Live. This is a day 5 presented by Stryten Energy. We are at the start at Base Camp 2 at the start of day 5 this morning, located at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, watching Team 189 there, out seeking the end of the rainbow. It's Amanda and Kristen.
All right, Katy is down at the start. Who do you have for us now, Katy?
Hey guys, it's all unicorns and rainbows out here this morning. I'm here with Danielle Noonan. She's still finishing her breakfast. Is that Cheerios we've got happening here?
Cheerios. Yeah, it's Cheerios.
Now I see an enduro in front of you. Have you done all the math?
Lonnie did all the math, but I haven't even looked at it yet.
See, it's just high spirits out here. Everyone's just excited for the day and not at all stressed.
No, I'm actually not, because I listen to Lonnie laugh all day long, and it's the best thing ever.
So you've got a very tight setup in here. Talk to me a little bit about your third teammate.
We try to keep everything super organized because we're in a two-door Bronco, so we don't have a lot of cargo space. So we have picked up tricks over the years to make sure everything's reachable. It needs to be reachable. And then we have this really awesome gear management system from Kitworks, and we had a whole box of, we hope we never open this box because it's all of our cold weather gear, and we've been using it every single day.
That's amazing.
So we're so glad we have it.
I hear you, and everything matches as well. Now, if I can get the microphone in there, I see a button. I want you to push it.
Do what you love.
Do what you love.
Oh, can we have another turn?
Yeah.
You create your reality.
There you
Oh,
go.
and a third time a charm?
Feed fear, suck it.
Feed fear, a suck it sandwich.
On that note, I'm going to let you guys head to the start line, which is quite a ways away. So we are just mulling around here, looking for teams who are prepared to talk to us. And we've got Susie. No one will talk to me.
Why won't they talk to you?
Can you tell me, I mean, it's pretty obvious what you're doing, but not a lot of people clean their windscreen, and then when they do, they realize that life is a lot better, correct?
It is much better when you can see. So
Do you do it every morning?
I try. I forgot the other morning though, but I do try. So it's a lot better to be able to see. You know, it gets dirty anyways, but it just helps a little bit throughout the day.
So keep cleaning. Emily was saying it's quite a strategic day, and we know what Dove Springs looks like. How are you feeling about the strategy you've got in place today?
We're still figuring it out, I think, fully, but I'm excited. I mean, I love it out here. I think it's going to be a fun driving day. So I'm a driver, so I'm looking forward to the hills and getting out there.
All right, on that note, I'll let you go. That's Susie McBride from Iridium. Back to you, Matthew and Alyssa.
Ah, cool. You know, when you walked in, we were talking to Lonnie. I was like, oh, I haven't seen Lonnie all week. There's so many of the competitors were so busy that, like, there's just many gems out there, and Lonnie and Danielle are definitely one. So what is this suck it sandwich? What?
Feed fear, a suck it sandwich. I've seen a lot of accessories here at the Rebelle Rally, and if you look, you know, one of the things I always remember is Velcro is a key tool to the inside of your car and organization here at the Rebelle. But that's the first time. I think they pre-recorded their own voices in there. That's one of the funniest
is that what it was? Oh.
Anyone who sees this piece is going to be going out and
Looking
buying one
for
of those.
that.
My favorite was the other day. One of the teams gave us all Rebelle Rally themed fortune cookies.
Totally.
Yeah, and so it said, you know, if you have a day 3, live to have a day 4. It's everyone's really upped their marketing game here at the Rebelle Rally.
Oh man,
as
the
well.
wraps, the shirts, the stickers, all of it's pretty entertaining.
So this, as we said, this is day 5 presented by Stryten Energy. We are a little over halfway through this competition. I guess day 5, this is hump day here at the Rebelle. We have a lot more competition to come and many more shows to bring you, including 2 more shows for you today.
Yeah, we're going to get Chrissy Beavis back in here in the middle of the day for a competition update. We're going to bring to you the most interesting stories we see in the scoring department, which is fun. And one of those, for me, was Rochelle and Taylor, like really kind of putting their foot down as former winners.
Yeah,
finally
absolutely.
yesterday, it was like, boom, here we are.
Yeah, that second place finish on the stage is going to be really key for the rest of their week.
Then this evening, 5:30, we'll join you again at 5:30. We might be wet, but we'll be here.
Yeah, we are. It does look like the rain is moving in. And thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. What a surprise morning here at the Rebelle Rally. I can't promise more rainbows, but I think for the rest of this morning, we're just going to linger on what has been the most beautiful start line here at the Rebelle Rally so far. So for Matthew Johnson, I'm Alyssa Roenigk. We will see you later today at 1 o'clock on Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota.